First of all, thank you to NAMA to have given opportunity to share this platform with the technology proponent, the experts, technology expert, and industry personnel. In fact, I would be talking about the field part of the cadastral survey because Odisha has been taking up this high-tech survey. And in that context, my job has been made little easier by Mr. Lohani because he was talking about which technology, whether it should be high-resolution satellite imagery or aerial photograph or a LiDAR or maybe some other technology which is coming in near future. So in Odisha, in fact, as you can see from the title, we started with a hybrid approach. Hybrid approach means it would be field survey using a total station and DGPS, one. Number two, it will be high resolution satellite imagery, and the high resolution satellite imagery not of 1 meter resolution, but 50 meter resolution. We have used world view data, which can very easily go to 4,000, even 2,000, and even in the urban area we have achieved accuracy up to 1,000. And aerial photograph 10 centimeter GSD we have used, and then that is what we call hybrid. So 5 districts we took for this aerial photographs where we use 10 centimeter GSD. To compare it in 5 coastal districts where another problem of the security clearance. So that's why deliberately we chose this high resolution satellite imagery and combined with the DGPS and ETS, because as he was mentioning that you cannot get the details of the where the foliage is there, or there is some Garbada area is there, settlements are there. So there this thing will be done by DGPS or by ETS, and then entire thing will be integrated. So that was the approach. And first of thing, whenever we shift from one gear to second gear, in fact, the most important intervention is not the technology. Technology is there enabling, but you have to have the enabling policy environment, legal environment. So first thing, we came with this Odisha Special Survey and Settlement 2012, where this entire 3 processes, legal implication, whatever the procedure engineering, whatever the changes in the old laws were required, we integrated in that so that we are in sync with the existing or new technologies. Now I will, because time is less, I will not dwell much upon that, but you know that yesterday also we are talking about this cadastral thing. There are a number of issues. First thing is there are some inherent error in capturing the records, cadastral record. And we don't have the opportunity to correct it in the sense if you have X number of decimal of land, you would not like to be reduced, whether it is right or wrong. So, and that is the base. He was talking yesterday, Mr. Okumina, that absolute title is free from all legal encumbrances. So those errors, how those has been captured because of the existing technology, how to take into account and correct now. And now we know that this available technologies like LiDAR is there. We have in between used this high resolution satellite imagery or aerial photograph. That gives a real opportunity. Another opportunity is that it is having now latitude, longitude on the GIS domain. So once it is there, you have proper and bearing, and moreover you can update it. Now biggest advantage is that when you take the next step, first step is very tedious, then it will be easier because you have the entire footprint in your computer that is there. And the biggest advantage I think which is of transparency and improved governance. You know that in Odisha we have digitized entire 51,556 villages, 1,56,000 sheets and million of records. Now they are kept on the Bhulek. Anybody can download his title. And now in ORSEC we have now geo-referenced entire this 1,50,000 sheets with the orthorectified geo-corrected image. And now we are using, one example is GUI Plus, where we have given the plots, identified the plots for industry. One example is we are giving for agriculture, that what type of land use is there, what type of, because highland or lowland, what type of water availability is there, what type of micronutrient and major nutrients, that is all available. So we say that you should grow potato, you should not grow onion, or this is the onion zone. Something like that. We have to lay down OFC cable. Immediately we can find out which are the plots, how many government lands should be there, how many private, for roads and this thing. So entire process. Now actually we are using this entire record of land record for our daily governance in Orissa. So that is the biggest advantage. Apart from that, anybody can see his land record, which are under custody of the Amin, the most powerful personnel on the earth. Now, there are challenges. Yesterday, we were talking about, one gentleman mentioned that why not use this technology and why there are so many parallel processes going on. Now, you see, as I mentioned about the inherent errors. Now, here you can see this is the sheet of Gangua. One of the place you can see Gangua sheet 2 and 3. Now, if you can see, if it is visible, there are two plots which have been shown two numbers. Now, one parcel cannot have two numbers. This is, you can see 670 and 1162. Like that, 670 and 116. What has happened? There is 80 meter. When we georeference, there is 80 meter overlap of these two sheets. On the ground, they are okay. Nobody is having any problem. But when you have to have georeference this thing, you have to correct that. Now, this is a big challenge that needs to be corrected and that can only be done going to the field. No technology on the earth can help you because you have to take into confidence the local persons who are residing in this thing and correct. And similarly, you can see another thing. Now, that was overlap. Now, there is, you can see gap. There are around 60% gap is there. Some of the area, actually, when you georeference, it has no land record at all. So now this need to be corrected. Ground it is okay. So these type of challenges there, and he mentioned that your Sabik record, which is old, and Hal new, there is a lot of area computation error there. Lot of mismatches are there. Encroachments are there. Road has been shown from this side to that side. So everything need to be corrected, and for that the process has to be really ground based. Whatever technology there, that only would enable. And talking of legal this thing, another very, very important thing is there that when you have a legal this thing, you have to have very clear technical manual. And in fact, 2012 ORSAC came with this technical manual. Other thing I want to share that as a technical institution, we should only enable. Today Mr. Huda is not there, and that is a problem because they took the entire work from the revenue department that we will give you the final output. Now revenue department, when they went, they told, we have given work to you, finish it. We don't know any Tehsildar, and that is the biggest problem. What we did, we told that we will do only quality checking, quality 1, quality 2, quality 3, quality 4, quality 5, very stiff, clearly laid out. And right from the beginning, at when you are georeferencing this ortho image, and then final when you are vectorizing these parcels and final maps, different level of this thing. So, and entire process very lucidly, not in very detailed technical thing, but very clearly understandable, has been made available, and lot of training and capacity building has been done for the field staff of revenue department. These are the just process flow. I will not go much into detail. First, first is the acquisition of stereo layer, and then you have, I will just say that how difficult or how cumbersome is there to creation of this ground control point network. Then your delineation and confirmation of boundaries, plot level vectorization, integration of map after field validation, area estimation, map and printing, and then grievance engineering. Now, if you see this slide, each and every step has some legal connotation. You have to have this particular form. This has to go through Tehsildar to the public. There has to be a Palli Sabha, these persons has to be there. The local PR official will be there. The owner will be there. Then everybody will, then you have to prepare this LPM, made them available. Then 15 days after 3 months. So entire process has been overlaid so that when you come out this thing and you cannot achieve something you want to achieve, and maybe you say that why not in 2 months or 3 months, because this process would require real field level consultation from the field. I'll just detail some of the processes. If you see this ground control point, now if you are using aerial photograph, now for photogrammetric block creation, or high resolution satellite imagery photogrammetric block. This is very, very important. And this process is very detailed. In fact, you have to have primary control points where you are having a grid of 16 kilometer grid, and having independent observation of 72 hours, or if you have 2 known points, maybe 8 hours. Then for secondary control points, you have the grid of 4 square kilometer, where you are having the observation of uninterrupted static mode 1 hour. And tertiary control point, you are having 1 kilometer square grid. Subject to the densification of each village should have minimum 3 tertiary control point and minimum 15 minutes of observation. So these have to be entirely installed, and for that ground control we have given very detailed manual that it will be 60 centimeter long and 45 will be down, then there will be square of 3 feet by 3 feet, there will be 12 this thing and center, and that will be located on the some very important ground location like school or primary so that they are not destroyed, and that will be retained by revenue department. I share the experience. When we restarted the exercise, we asked that where the half of them they were not knowing, and we have to make available the latitude, longitude. So this process of creation of these ground control points, their maintenance, and then so that they can be used further is very, very, but this is to be maintained by revenue department. This is another very, very interesting process. And then comes the real issue of plot level vectorization. Now plot level vectorization, it is okay that you are digitizing the land parcel, land features, and other visible on mirror image principle. So whatever is visible in it. But what about the area which has been marked as mentioned by Mr. Lohani? Those areas, difficult areas, Gharobadi areas, where the vegetation is there, where the settlement is there, where this village boundary obscured areas are there, or where the corner vertices are obscured. So there, the entire such area in this process, it is mandated that it will be by revenue department, it will be surveyed that which are the areas which are obscured. We will pass on the maps and we will say that these areas are not visible. They will go to the field. Along with the team, a team will be created, the team who will be there, that is mentioned, and then Tehsildar, they will go, the local person would be available, and in front of him this entire survey will be done, and this GIS file will be created, and that it will be integrated into the area which has been captured through either a high resolution satellite imagery or from aerial photographs. So these entire thing, now we have experienced that vendor didn't go, he just produced some map and gave, it never matched. And then there was issue that how, and our persons was measuring, taking tape, our revenue official. We told it is not required. If it is done properly, as he mentioned, with that accuracy level, at least we can achieve. And in this process, now if you talk of the accuracy in this, cadastral, it says that the entire thing vectorization with us, they will be merged. If the error is more than 20 centimeter, again digitization will be corrected. Done. And again that will be seen, 5% plot will be seen. If the error is again more than 20 centimeters, again this process will continue to be repeated till you achieve this less than 20 centimeter of error. This is what the acts and the actual says. So these are the issues which yesterday also Mr. Meena was pointing out. And then next step is preparation of ROR. What happens, your old record, your SABIC record, the entire thing will be in the GIS domain, they will be transferred to HAL, and then a computation area statement will be prepared. What was the old SABIC record, what is the HAL. If there are some new plots, subplot has been captured, they will be provided a new bata, this bata 3 bata 4 or something, so that because they have not been captured in revenue record, but they are existing. Because mutation, we know that Odisha, we have been not able to keep pace with the mutation. So that, again, that is an issue that we have to capture this thing. And then this, your ortho image, which we have created for the entire state using this, our GPS densification, that DGPS network, that will be overlaid. And finally, this village boundary would be finalized, and to finalize this individual plots, they will be dissolved, and then final boundary will be created, and that draft village map that will be provided for the stakeholder consultation. It will go, and then objection hearing and all there. And apart from that, this will be finalized, the area will be finalized and plot will be finalized. A individual land parcel map for each and number of persons, those who are having the parcel in that village, they will be provided in A4 size, this land parcel map, where his land parcel, the adjoining land parcel, the area entire will be given. And if you have any objection or any suggestion or any this thing, then it will be considered in a camp, and accordingly the decision will be taken by a revenue official, and then only it will be taken as final. And this all this land parcel map will be integrated in the village map. Then this draft map becomes final map, and then this process of this revenue official, they will display this thing in their panchayat, gram panchayat, and then again this objection hearing will be there, and then the final map would be produced. So this is the process in brief I have mentioned. There are issues, but in Odisha, I can share that on pilot, at least both the processes, we have been able to achieve very good results. What is mandated by the Act, with that error, we have been able to, but there are issues. In fact, there are issues that forest, this RF and PF, now they are now coming on the cadastral map. How to resolve that? Yeah, Indian Bureau of Mines, they mandates that now it should be geo-referenced digital map. Their mining area that they were not properly, that time in the field, they were not properly marked. So there is another overlap is there. So those are another issue. We have been also taking a separate exercise of joint DGPS joint survey of entire mines of Odisha, so that we can in at least one way. Forest DGPS has not started, but at least we are taking this cadastral map and joint survey of 178 mines with this exercise, so that when we come, at least we have a grid where this mining area, forest area, cadastral revenue area, and urban area, they can be just as a puzzle saw, they can be fixed in one grid. I mentioned this ground control point execution and their maintenance. This is a big issue. One is the issue is there that we talk about sharing. In fact, this is an issue we face a lot of problem in getting this MSL information, because that is required for vertical information from Survey of India. Even the area is not secret, but that type of information is required for photogrammetric block creation. So that number of issues are there. We have to probably think in that direction about the clearance in aerial photograph. The technology is not the barrier, but the clearances which are mandated by Government of India, Ministry of Defense, Civil Aviation, this thing, that take a lot of this thing. Areas have to masked, and some area where you see that no defense installation or VAVPs are there. Even then that has to be vetted. So that need to be, I think, streamlined. And then biggest challenge, any technology cannot help if there is not the change of mindset. And that mindset has to be given to the persons who are working, and that's what we are working. We are continuously having this training exercise, training manuals we have prepared, and so that they are conversant with the technology. Because I can tell you, all my industry friends, that whatever technology you come, unless until the revenue personnel are not familiar, they are not going to use. And I am happy, Prashant, he was mentioning, Mr. Lohani mentioned that NLRMP, they have added now, this is the new technology. We are talking modern technology. Yesterday we talked about DGPS, day before we talked about ETS. Before that we were having theodolite, 30 degree. Before that we are plain table, only 10 degree. Tomorrow we are talking of yes, LIDAR. So LIDAR has been added as an accepted technology and UAV for the coming NLRMP, where they have increased the rate also about 34,000 from existing 19,000 or so. So there is an opportunity, and definitely government also is aware, not that government is not. Government also wants to integrate these technologies, because the biggest challenge is to complete this entire exercise in a given time frame. In last 3-4 years, we could complete only 9, that also not complete. 21 districts are still left. So we have to have the integration of technologies where we can complete a job with the given required accuracy, but within a prescribed time frame, so that it can be put to use and people can, real user, they can get the information at their door. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I think with this.